duty of each one of us to join together to beat plastic pollution and make this planet a better place to live, said by Prime Minister of India on World Environment Day, June 5th, held in India with theme of beating the plastic pollution. India also pledged to eliminate single-use plastics by 2022. Whether these targets are achievable or will they remain as fat promises? To get sense of this, we have to see how big is the problem of plastic pollution. Plastic is a material made from polymers. In nature, polymers exist everywhere, the walls of cells to wool, silk, wood and DNA also. But it is also possible to create them by breaking down crude oil and restructuring, which are known as synthetic polymers. They have extraordinary traits like lightweight, durable and molded into almost any shape. Bakelite is used for mechanical parts, PVC for plumbing, acrylic is used in glasses and nylons for clothing. Almost 70% of our day-to-day usable items are made out of plastic. We can broadly categorize plastics into single-use and multi-use. The plastic, which was once considered a revolutionary material, now became a trash just because of single-use plastics. Single-use plastics are disposable plastics commonly used for packaging and used only once before thrown away. These include, among other items, grocery bags, food packaging materials, bottles, straws, containers, cups and cutlery. 50% of the plastic we use is single-use or disposable. In the last decade, we produced more plastic than in the whole last century. Only 20% of the plastic waste is recycled. Rest is left either in landfills or get leaked into the oceans. According to the UN report, more than 13 million tons of plastic leaks into ocean every year, which is equal to dumping of garbage truck of plastic every minute into ocean. Plastics in the environment pose significant hazards to wildlife, both on land and in the ocean. High concentrations of plastic materials, particularly plastic bags, have been found blocking the breathing passages and stomachs of hundreds of different species. Plastic bags in the ocean resemble jellyfish and are often ingested by turtles and dolphins, who mistake them for food. There is emerging evidence that the toxic chemicals added during manufacturing process transfer from the ingested plastic into animal tissues, eventually entering the food chain for humans as well. When plastic breaks down as microplastics, it becomes even more difficult to detect and remove from the open oceans. Therefore, the most effective mitigation strategy is to reduce their input. And a fun fact, in South Africa, there are so many plastic bags littering in the environment that many joke that plastic bags are the new national flower. What are governments doing to deal with plastic menace? Maharashtra government's ban over single-use plastics in Mumbai is a recent example in right direction. But there are many who suggest opposite. According to a recent article in BBC, Sushant Selke, director of School of Packaging at Michigan State University, both glass and plastic bottle production cost same. However, when manufacturers start transporting produce in glass bottles, costs start to rise. A 330 ml plastic soft drink bottle contains around 18 grams of material, while glass bottle can weigh between 190 grams and 250 grams. Transporting drinks in the heavier containers require 40% more energy, producing more polluting carbon dioxide and increasing transport costs by up to 5 times per bottle. So in many cases, plastics are actually better for the environment than alternatives. But if you go through UN report, it clearly states that the growing plastic pollution is not only a problem to humans, but to entire nature. If one go through these horrible pictures, one will get to know how big is plastic pollution. According to a recent report by National Geographic, plastic trash is found in 90% of seabirds. If you consider to this effect, increasing air pollution is minuscule and temporary, as we can easily reduce or adapt to new lifestyles. If it is necessary, we can even contain consumption of soft drinks, which are nowhere an essential requirement for human beings. Will Mumbai's wholesome plastic ban work? Yes, suggest few old examples like Rwanda, a third world country which successfully banned single-use plastics with paper-based products. Kerala government is using plastic trash collected from oceans to make roads. When trawlers drag their nets through the water, they end up scooping out huge amounts of plastic along with the fish. Until recently, the fishermen would simply throw the plastic junk back into the water. But last summer, Kerala's fisheries minister J. Mercikutti Amma started a scheme to change this. They launched a program named Suchitwa Sagaram, which means clean sea, under which fishermen collect the plastic and bring it back to shore, where it is segregated, shredded, recycled, and reused in many ways, one of which is using plastic in road surfacing. There are more than 34,000 kilometers of plastic roads in India, mostly in rural areas. More than half of them are in Tamil Nadu. This road surface is increasingly popular as it makes the roads more resilient to India's searing climate variations. What can entrepreneurs do to convert plastic trash to gold? According to Ellen MacArthur Foundation, India's trash must be considered as commodity. If so, its business is estimated over $500 billion per annum by 2050. Big corporates in India should take lead from its cousins in developed countries to inculcate circular economy in which EPR, extended producer responsibility, becomes a norm in business. Extended producer responsibility is an environmental protection strategy to reach an environmental objective of a decreased total environmental impact of a product by making the manufacturer of the product responsible for the entire life cycle of the product and especially for the take back, recycling and final disposal. Startups should look into the business model of setting up plastic ATMs which collects plastics and incentivizes customers, which we are witnessing recently in metropolitan cities like Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, etc., which we should take over to remotest locations of India, with motivations from Haiti, where plastic ATMs provide mobile rechargers, which became an instant hit. Creating effective biodegradable alternatives for plastics like cornstarch cutlery, which degrades in 50 days, is another new idea which entrepreneurs should be working upon. In an effort to reduce plastic pollution, many governments have outlawed conventional plastic bags, allowing only the use and production of biodegradable bags, but they break down completely only if exposed to high temperatures above 50 degrees centigrade, which are met only in incarceration plants, but very rarely in environment. Therefore, even bioplastics derived from renewable sources such as cornstarch, cassava roots, sugarcane, or from bacterial fermentation of sugars or lipids (PHA) do not automatically degrade in environment, and especially not in ocean. So governments have to provide sound waste management systems even after eliminating plastics to get the real benefits. What can people do to save themselves from looming plastic pollution crisis? Everyone should make a 4R pledge. Refuse, reduce, reuse and recycle. Refuse plastic usage wherever possible. If it is unavoidable, try to reduce its usage and make a pledge to reuse the plastic. Finally, if you are unable to refuse, reduce or reuse, cooperate with authorities in effectively recycling the plastic by segregating the plastic waste at home itself. People in Japan segregates waste at home itself, helping government to achieve 100% waste management. Finally, in the past few years, scientists have found microplastics in our soil, tap water, bottled water. So, how safe is to drink water or cool drinks from packaged water bottles. 2 decades back, a scientist from Tyagaraja University successfully showcased how to use plastic in laying roads. Why does this technique still not in use? Why is it so? For whose benefits? People or contractors? Why does we people listen to everything and feel about it for a second and forget instantly? To make it reverse, we have to take 4-hour pledge to refuse, reduce, reuse and recycle plastic. Munch over with this thought. We will meet you again with another interesting story.